Epping Forest is one of the most haunted woods in the world. It is ancient, steeped in history and blood.
Its mysteries and atrocities are lost to time, but the secrets and the spirits of Epping Forest are said to haunt the trees to this day.
Join Martin, Alex and me, Robin, as we step into the foreboding forest.
It's starting to get really dark and really creepy.
And go on a hunt to reveal the ghosts of Epping Forest.
What? We did hear a really weird noise.
In plain sight. Our journey into the forest begins at Hangman's Hill. As its name suggests, Hangman's Hill was probably where local criminals once met their sanctioned end. But we're not here for any hanged highwaymen.
What is that for?
Instead, we're here to witness one of the world's weirdest phenomena. Local tradition says that Hangman's Hill is a place of such supernatural potency that it defies gravity. A spilled drink, a stationary car, or a dropped ball supposedly will roll uphill. We set out to test it with a pink water bottle.
So, Martin, what are you doing right now?
I'm pouring water into another bottle, just so we can test if this water bottle will roll uphill up Hangman's Hill.
So, here we go.
Whoa!
That's crazy. Look at that. Hey guys, that's definitely uphill, right?
That is uphill, yeah. What's going on here? That's uphill.
Well, it's going.
The water bottle really did look like it rolled uphill.
What do we think of the spooky hill, guys?
I think it was remarkable, the fact that that is definitely uphill and the bottle rolled uphill. Amazing, right?
It's blowing my mind.
Depending on who you ask, this is either evidence of Epping Forest's deep-rooted otherworldliness or an optical illusion. A 2003 study by scientists at the University of Pavia in Italy concluded that anti-gravity spots like Hangman's Hill are a trick of the eye. A common feature of these places is that the slope is only a gentle incline and not very steep. If the horizon is obscured by surrounding buildings, hills or woods, our eyes can be deceived into thinking the downward slope is actually going upwards. Hangman's Hill is surrounded by trees, and there is no visible reference point for the horizon. The incline is definitely gentle. Indeed, several of our tests did not really roll at all, let alone roll uphill. We also tried rolling a ball to see if it behaved differently to the bottle, but it didn't seem to roll at all unless it were pushed.
Oh no!
Right. As you can see, the horse is rolling uphill.
Whether Hangman's Hill offers real thrills or an optical illusion, we continued on to our real aim of the day, to investigate the ghosts of Epping Forest.
The most famous spirit to haunt the woods is that of Dick Turpin, the infamous highwayman. Born in 1705, Turpin was the son of a butcher and innkeeper. He was taught to read and write, and by the time he was 20, he had opened his own butcher's shop. By the age of 30, he had fallen in with the Essex gang, who poached deer that lived in Epping Forest. As a butcher, Turpin probably sold the deer they stole, until he decided to give up semi-honest trading and become a full-time horse thief and highwayman. Holding up travellers at gunpoint and demanding your money or your life. Turpin's exploits are often romanticised today, but we know he was a thief, a murderer, and was part of a gang of robbers who tortured and raped their victims.
We also know that Turpin had a hideout in Epping Forest. On the 4th of May 1737, a man called Thomas Morris traced Turpin to his lair, described as a cave, and tried to capture him. Turpin shot Morris dead on the spot. This prompted the authorities to put a £200 reward on his head. That's £44,000 in 2019, according to the Bank of England. Turpin's ghost has been seen in the forest upon his black horse, in his black cloak and tricorn hat. If we are to find Turpin's ghost, we might improve our chances by looking for his hideout.
So somewhere around here was a pub called Turpin's Cave Inn, which was purportedly built on the site of Turpin's hideout, his cave. And of course, where Turpin was hiding out, his ghost might still linger, so I want to find it. Except the pub was demolished in the 1960s and built over with some pretty nice looking houses, but that means the site of the pub and therefore the site of the cave are pretty obscured from history. We'll see what we can find.
What do you think, Martin? Do you reckon we're going to find a ghost?
I'm not so sure, just because, as Robin says, this is pretty much a housing development now, so if we can't find the cave, it might be quite tough to find the ghost. So they say that Dick Turpin's Cave Inn was built on a hill, right? Into a hill. Could this possibly be the hill?
So it's got the right angle, it's got the right slope, and we know from what sketches we have of Turpin's Cave Inn that it used to, kind of the road would go by it. Yeah. But the problem with this spot is the road isn't here, and we know that the pub was demolished so that they could build on it. So I think this is, given we know we're in the vicinity of the inn and what was the cave, I think this is close. Obviously these trees have been here far longer than the 1960s.
Of course.
So I don't think this is the spot, but it's very close.
So I think the problem with this area, guys, is, I mean, look at it. It's just kind of urbanized. There's constant building developments going on. I think anything that was here is no longer here. I don't think we're going to find Dick Turpin's cave.
If you're walking here and you want to find Turpin's Cave, you're probably not going to find it here.
But I think there is an area deep in the forest that could hold some more answers.
It was now time to go into the depths of the forest, away from civilization. After a brief stop at the pub to refuel, we began our journey to look for an ancient site in the heart of the woods, where Dick Turpin's lair and his ghost may be found.
Already, it's not even dark, but it is pretty spooky here, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I was just thinking of the stories of Dick Turpin holding people up inside Epping Forest. And although Epping Forest is massive, like, you can imagine that even this road along here, with people travelling up through the forest and then being stopped at, you know, sword point, or
pistol
knife point, or pistol point,
the end of a barrel.
Yep, stand and deliver, your money or your life.
Loughton Camp is an Iron Age hill fort. In the early 1800s, a surveyor making a map of the forest noted Loughton Camp as the site of Dick Turpin's cave. After murdering Thomas Morris, Dick Turpin fled to York. Tradition says he did this in a daring overnight ride on his loyal, coal-black steed, Black Bess. After galloping for 15 hours without rest, the poor horse was overwhelmed by exhaustion and died after safely delivering her master to his destination. Historians are fairly certain that, though Turpin did flee to York, the famous overnight ride never happened. The earliest account of it comes from 1808, 71 years after the fact. It was popularised by author William Harrison Ainsworth in his 1834 Gothic romance, Rookwood. Dick Turpin is a supporting character in the novel, a likeable rogue.
On the 5th of November 1831, British politician George Osbaldeston attempted to recreate the ride to York. Remarkably, he did it in under 9 hours, including stops, but he required 28 horses to pull it off. Despite the evidence, this dramatic event might really have happened, just not to Dick Turpin. Between 1724 and 1727, Daniel Defoe published a 3-volume travel book, A Tour Through the Whole Island of Great Britain. He included an account of the highwayman John Nevison. In 1676, Nevison committed a robbery at Gad's Hill, near Rochester in Kent, and rode to York after crossing the Thames by ferry. He covered 320 kilometres, 200 miles, in 15 hours. Once he arrived, he went to a bowls match and placed a bet with the Lord Mayor of York. When he was arrested and tried for the robbery, he produced the Lord Mayor as an alibi and was found not guilty.
When Dick Turpin was finally caught by the law, he was not so lucky. In York, he posed as a gentleman horse trader called John Palmer. Horse theft was punishable by death. That didn't stop Turpin. He was arrested in October 1738 and imprisoned in York Castle. Turpin wrote a letter signed John Palmer to his family asking for help in his trial. In their local post office, who should see it but the schoolmaster who had taught Turpin to write and who recognised the writing of his old student. He gave the letter to the authorities, went to York to identify Turpin and collected the £200 reward. Turpin was sentenced to death.
By this time, Turpin was so notorious that his jailer earned £100 just selling drinks to Turpin's visitors. Turpin refused all efforts by priests to meet him and hear him confess to absolve himself of his many sins. On the day before his execution, Turpin bought new clothes and hired 5 people to mourn beside him on his trip to the gallows. Instead of letting the hangman do his job, once the noose was around his neck, Turpin jumped from the gallows. His already condemned soul was now definitively damned to hell as a suicide. If anyone's spirit would be cursed to haunt the earth, it would be Dick Turpin's.
Nothing?
Nothing as of yet.
That's quite an action pose you've got going
Thank
on
you.
though.
It's kind of explorer pose. I'm thinking I'm Nathan Drake right now, you know? These woods seem, at the moment, friendly, but it is getting darker.
When night falls.
It is a concern that as night falls, the atmosphere will change.
I'm open-minded and I'm really hoping to see a ghost tonight.
Well, that's the thing, you can laugh about it until it happens to you. The one thing I would say is that my mum, my parents in general, but my mum especially, she was quite sceptical about these things, and then when she was in her early 20s, she was lying in bed and saw this light emanating out of her sister's body, and she was like gyrating on the bed, and so it completely changed her perspective about like the supernatural. So I certainly wouldn't rule it out, because my mum's not the kind of person to make stuff up.
So all we need really is one paranormal event to happen, and that
Well,
could
that's
change
it.
all of our minds.
Well, as I say, yeah, all it takes is a personal experience, and it could change your whole perspective on the supernatural. So I'm willing to have my opinions changed for sure. Maybe this will be the evening.
Well, rumour has it this is the place.
Yeah.
Because I think we're in Loughton camp now. You can't really tell very clearly.
Well, of course, we came up the mound back there, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Up onto the flat. And
Yeah.
as you can see, there is a bit of a clearing here, isn't it? It's not...
Yeah, you can tell it's flatter than the area around it. I think we're here. And,
Cool.
and this hill fort would have been built around the year 500 BC.
Okay, wow,
BCE.
okay.
It would have been built probably to contain cattle, to keep them safe at night, stop them running away. But it also would have been a good defensive position for a tribe if they got attacked. And it happens to be part of a line of hill forts. There's another one further up called Ambresbury. But this is where people think Dick Turpin had a hideout.
So Robin's spoken a lot about Dick Turpin, but I'm also interested to see if we can find the ghost of Boudica, who rebelled against the Romans, and allegedly she camped in these woods the day before the final battle where she was finally defeated. So I'm hoping we might see her ghost here as well. Boudica's rebellion happened in AD 60 or 61, after the Romans assaulted her and her daughters. She united several British tribes and destroyed the cities of Colchester, London and St Albans. In all, she killed up to 80,000 people and wiped out the 9th Legion, another 5,000 men. The Roman governor regrouped his forces and defeated the large British army. Boudica either died of sickness and was buried before the battle, or poisoned herself after the defeat. Rumour has it she haunts the forests where she died to this day.
It's starting to get really dark and really creepy. And I'm starting to realise why people think that Epping Forest is haunted. I mean, maybe we'll see a ghost, maybe we won't, but there's definitely a weird vibe around here.
So I'm on sound, hopefully pick up some ghostly voices. Martin's on night vision, Alex is on night vision.
We're both on night vision.
Both if you see anything, by the way, I can't see right now, it's pitch black. If you see anything, tell me. Oh, shit.
Little sign here saying, be nice, say hi. And I hope that's the approach that these ghosts take with us.
We're getting into the thick of it now.
Yeah, sure are. So it's true that there have been plenty of murders in these woods. Notorious gangsters, the Cray twins, were said to have dumped some of their enemies here. In the late 1970s, there was the Babes in the Woods murders, the original Babes in the Woods murders that were done near here. The 2 young children were killed and buried. So we are in a pretty dark place with a very shady past. Even as recent as 2010, bodies have been found here. So I'm sure that looking around, there's probably undiscovered bodies in here too.
So we're walking through the forest now. We haven't seen anything yet, but who knows? Only time will tell. Do you feel like we're in a horror movie and you keep yelling at the screen saying to the actors, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You deserve to die. Like at this point.
Yeah, well, hopefully not deserve to die. But it does feel a little bit like we're
tempting fate, aren't we?
for a fall. I've got to be honest.
Oh, I think I can
Especially
see
when we're
lights over
using
there.
handheld cameras, and there's nothing more Blair Witch than our cameras, isn't there?
I'm not just saying it for the video,
Yeah.
and I know it's impossible for our viewers to get this, but do you just feel like there was a sudden drop in temperature?
Yeah.
It's now, my hands have just gone freezing.
I know, I've changed hands.
I was
Look,
just gonna
I'm holding the camera on the wrong side. It is a lot colder.
It's funny, yeah, I was literally about to say I've lost all feeling in my fingers just now.
What was that?
What was that?
Okay, genuinely, what was that?
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
That was a thing, right?
Something from over there.
Yeah.
Can't see, I actually can't see anything on the camera, but it's something in that general direction.
Do we head in that direction?
Do we want to get more lost in the forest?
Do we go after the noise?
Yeah, of course we do. Of course we do. We're all-time conspiracies. We've got to.
Ooh. Okay. Oh. Watch your step.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Are you getting that?
What?
What is that?
It's like a luminous.
Someone get out their phone
I don't know what that is.
so we can
What
get
is
colour on this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That is predator blood.
It's like, it looks like some kind of string that's spattered.
That's so strange.
So we found this really peculiar, luminous, what looks like moss, or some kind of material. And I think if we can find a trail, we should probably follow it to see what it is.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Maybe it's ectoplasm, the remains of ghosts.
I mean, yeah, it could be.
I don't know. I kind of want to be skeptical, but it's hard to be skeptical when you're here in the forest experiencing it. It's weird. It could be like glow stick liquid, but it looked like a fabric.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest.
That is so strange.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
So, yeah, well,
It
at
seems to
weird
be, like-
intervals though. Like,
Yeah.
But it seems generally to be going in this direction.
It seems like
Yeah.
whatever it is, it's kind of dripping.
Check out the EMF reader. How's it going?
Still going. I mean, we haven't been going as long as it feels like. The time count on this thing is about half the time it feels like it's been out here. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't spiked or anything, so
Okay.
I think we're okay.
So we're still waiting.
We're okay. We're still waiting.
Or being.
Did you guys just hear
Yeah,
that?
we heard that, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we all heard that.
Yep, we all heard that. Move on, move on.
What the hell was that?
Robin, how far till the end of the forest?
To be honest, I don't know. That was really odd. Well, I mean, I think we're heading in the right way to get out.
Oh, that was definitely someone or something, wasn't it?
We did hear a really weird noise, and it was like a branch snapping. It wasn't like birds moving or anything. It was.
Something snapped a branch and then rustled through the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be an animal. Could be.
Could be an animal.
Haven't seen much wildlife at all
That's the
in
weird
the
thing,
forest
isn't it?
so far.
That's the really weird thing, Martin. There's no wildlife here.
Is there a reason for that? Does wildlife not want to come into this forest for whatever reason? Because literally all I've seen, I saw a bunny cross the road and almost get hit by a car, and that's been about it.
Yeah. That's it. We've heard a little bit of a bird tweet, but
Yeah,
that's
true.
it. It's a deadly, spookily silent forest.
I wanna.
What's this?
What?
Is that a log or is? Okay, it's just a
Just a.
log, but it was kind of looking weird because of the
Okay, I've got a challenge for you guys.
yeah.
I challenge one of you to go and stand over there, about like 100 yards away, and just stand on your own in silence in the darkness for about a minute.
Okay.
Do you want to do it, Robin?
A ghost might come out if we're alone and there's no lights. Yeah.
You've got the EMF reader, so
I've got the EVP. So let's
the
go.
EVP reader. I should stop calling it the EMF reader.
Are you two going to stay here, or are you going to keep moving?
I'll stay. So we stay here,
I think so.
and we'll
Okay, I'm going to go up just any direction over there.
Okay, come back to us, Robin.
Yeah, please come back.
I'll try.
Actually, we probably shouldn't have sent Robin
If you
because he
hear me-
knows the way back.
It's true.
So now I'm just calling out to the ghosts, hoping that they're going to respond. So far, none of them have. If anyone is in these woods, show yourselves. Is Dick Turpin here?
You okay down there, Robin?
Robin?
Oh, ha ha ha. Alex running off.
Robin?
He's going to try and jump out, isn't he?
Hey! Whee!
Oh, he's still alive. Thank God for that.
What's the range on those cameras?
Not very good. I think the range on my sight is even less though.
Yeah. It's so nothing happened. I heard you calling, but nothing happened. This thing was recording the entire time. I want to know if we heard somebody.
Bit marshy.
May have said some silent prayers to myself, but we'll keep those between me.
Were you scared?
It's not comfortable being out here and alone in the dark.
Yeah.
I'll confess that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you two? Nothing happened for you?
I was calling out to Dick Turpin and Boudica, but
I heard that. Yeah.
none of them were here. I might
Oh.
try it again. Is there anyone here that wants to make contact? I take that as a no.
Not entirely sure. And I've got to be honest, the signal around here, patchy at best. So I think we'll do well to get out of here in the next half an hour to an hour, I've got to be honest. But we'll see. This looks promising, but we may end up completely in the wrong place.
What the fuck is that?
Okay. This is getting interesting.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't like these noises we're hearing.
You're getting creeped out.
I don't like them. Because obviously I can hear Martin's footsteps, I can hear Alex's footsteps, and I can hear my footsteps, and then something happens, and I don't know what it is. It's not like a footstep, it's not like a bird, or it's not even an animal scurrying, it's just a sound. It's spooky. If you don't believe in ghosts, you can definitely imagine how ghost stories would arise from a place like this. Because every step you take echoes in a weird way. And we've encountered loads of strange sounds already. And there's a peculiar kind of deadly silence to the whole place. So those sounds, when they happen, they sound weird, they echo strangely, and they come out of utter silence. And they really shock you. I can definitely imagine someone walking alone in the woods hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, getting stuck, hurting themselves, screaming for help, and anybody else nearby would just hear screams, right? Then again, they might not be human screams.
We picked up the trail of the green stuff on the ground.
Oh,
really?
my God.
Look
Oh
at
my
this.
God.
Oh, what?
But you always hear in most encounters that there's some kind of goo or some kind of
Ectoplasm. Some kind
ectoplasm.
of residue there left behind. What is this? What is this?
We've just found this on the tree.
We
What?
found more of it.
What the hell? That kind of looks like a face as well. I know that sounds weird. That could just be pareidolia. But I kind of see a face. I don't know if
Yeah.
you see it as well.
But it's definitely weird. And there's this one down here, which is a slightly different colour as well. Like,
but that looks like different. That looks different to the stuff we found on the floor.
Yeah.
Same colour, but it does look different.
It does look different.
some more green stuff we found on the tree. This is getting really weird now.
Yeah, this green stuff, we just encountered it again. But I'd like to say one thing, we think it's not leading anywhere, but we're trying to get out of the forest now. And every time we say we need to get out of here, we find some green stuff. Look, here's some more. I think it's leading us along the path.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Do you think we're getting help? It was pretty much around the first time we were like, okay, let's make our exit, that we found it in the first place, right?
Aliens are aiding our escape.
Well, you never know.
This didn't seem like the way that we came in, Robin.
I may have chosen a bad route here.
Are you guys worried about the fact that this could be one of those paradoxes thing and you keep walking but you don't ever get anywhere and we're just stuck in the forest forever now?
That's like a horrendous dream.
It could be that.
I don't know why, but there's something counterintuitive with going downhill. It just seems like we're going into something, you know, as opposed to out of something. Does anyone else get that?
I think I know what you mean.
It's like we're walking into hell.
Hey! Hey!
Our green thing's back in
Found
business.
our little green buddy again.
It's a good sign.
Is it dropping out of our bags?
No, otherwise going in circles. You literally just started asking me, how do I feel? I said I'm relieved, still not sure we're on the right path. The moment I say it, our green substance turns up at my feet, literally at my feet. How cool is that? I told you it's leading us home. Or to death. I'm not sure which. Way, we found road.
I mean, there's a car.
There's a car.
Oh.
Hey, we found it. We're safe, guys. We're safe.
Oh, that is a relief. That really is.
Okay.
Well, we've got to navigate a busy main road, but other than that, we're safe.
Well, apart from getting run over, we'll be all right. Yeah.
As far as we know, we did not encounter any ghosts in Epping Forest, but some strange things undoubtedly happened to us.
Though the EVP meter recorded hours of material, when we tried to open the recording to play to you in this video, the file was not there. And the memory card on which we recorded most of the footage you saw in this video was wiped.
We had to run deep scans to recover just some of the footage you've seen here, and there are some things we know we caught on camera that are lost forever.
We also tried and failed to find out just what that peculiar green substance was. Did it lead us out of the forest? For us, at least, Epping Forest still has mysteries to solve.